Head. We're back in 3D. No, actually not in 3D. Maybe someday, right? Dun, dun, dun.
What happened? Reminds me of that. I saw Jaws 3D in the theaters. Man, what a piece of crap that was.
Oh, you did? Oh, wow.
What a piece of crap.
Who was in that? I forget. Well,
Dennis Quaid.
Alfred the Butler, right?
Bess Armstrong. No, that was 4. You're thinking of Jaws the Revenge, which was also
yeah. Horrible.
God. Yeah,
3D
3 was for 3D. So like if you watch it now, I think it's on Max now. Oh my God, it's terrible.
And you can tell
just purposeful like spear fishing, like spear coming out of there. Come on, man. These were still the red and blue like
glasses. Yeah,
glasses. They weren't like the IMAX glasses or the good stuff you get now. Oh,
I think they actually made it, modernized it for the 3D TVs, that 3D, but it looked horrible, man.
Yeah, I mean, I still have a 3D Samsung TV with the glasses.
Yeah, I do too.
It's a 65. I don't remember what the model is. It's from a couple years ago. And I have a couple of 4K Blu-rays that are 3D. I know First Avenger, Captain America, First Avenger.
Yeah,
that awesome. Like these the battery powered clear glasses.
Yeah.
I used to watch movies at home with my nephew all the time. I would get a new DVD or Blu-ray and watch the 4K thing. And it was great. It was killer. Like, I think I was the last gen. I have a Blu-ray, obviously a Blu-ray Samsung disc player, the last gen, and a BD something, and then the television, the last gen of the 3D. I still have it. I still have the glasses and stuff. I never use it anymore.
They stopped making it with 2017, I think, right? Something like that.
Maybe 2016 or 2017. Yeah, they're pretty much. I know. The tech was great. I mean, you go to IMAX now, it's awesome. When you throw the glasses in the bucket at the end, it's great. It looks amazing. But it's I remember one weekend I saw Pacific Rim and the Wolverine like Saturday and Sunday in 3D IMAX at the same weekend. It was so dope.
It is. It's awesome, and I like the way the new idea behind 3D is. It's like, let's not try to throw shit at you. Let's add depth to the scene. And if something comes out at you, it looks cool. It's awesome, but it's not just relying on that. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I remember I think the first real immersive one was the first Avatar. I think was for me. The way I was like, oh, all right, they finally figured this out, where it was like layers of, they're in the pod and you see layers of controls, and it just doesn't look like one thing jabbing in your eyeball. You're like, oh, no. So dumb.
Dude, they've come a long way, and James Cameron goes all out. Like he's way into 3D. He did. I have it. Titanic. The 3D Titanic.
Okay.
He did that?
I didn't. I've never seen that version.
And also Predator, the first Predator 3D was released.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
On
that I could get behind.
Yeah, no, it looks really awesome, man. They did a good job. It's after the fact, and it looks pretty damn good.
Right. Oh, cool. Shit, I didn't know that. Love it.
And I hear the movie you're talking about is coming out in 3D. It's not. It's not.
I was like, what? Why?
I'm your Huckleberry.
Okay.
No me gusta.
Qué lástima.
Qué lástima. All like the lines they throw in Family Guy, right?
Right.
Remember when Consuelo went across the border to meet with her husband? And
I don't remember that one.
and she's always with the spray. They go behind the bush, and you're just cleaning him up.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
that's great. That's so good. That's so good with the spray. Oh my God. I remember. It reminds me of a scene with Ren and Stimpy. One of the old. Well, they're all old at this point. But one of the episodes had Ren and Stimpy. They were in a closet, and it was like, "Look, Ren, I'm a sword swallower." This is not a show for kids.
Dude,
not for kids.
Animaniacs, another one. There was a Christmas one, and they're talking about it's the night, 12's the night before Christmas with Animaniacs are doing it. They're telling their version, and they're like waiting for Santa to leave this big load, and then and then Wacko comes in, or Yakko. Good night, folks. You know it's not.
That show is great.
Awesome.
I don't care what everybody says.
They also Batman, the animated series. You watched that one, I know.
Sure, yeah.
When Harley Quinn is in a giant pie, she goes, "Come and taste my pie. It's going to be the best pie you've ever eaten."
Come on.
And she's moving all seductively, and you can see like those guys, because they still do them, but they do them more edgy now. The Bruce Timm and that team, yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
So today we're doing Tombstone.
Yeah, right. We're doing one of our favorite movies.
Yeah, great movie.
Pristine copy.
Pristine.
So is that the re-release with like all the materials, or is that what is that?
It's weird, man. There's extra material, but not as much as there should have been. I watched it. It's about a half an hour of extra material, but it comes with a Blu-ray and then the 4K.
Do they have like the deleted scenes? Because this was supposed to be a 3-hour movie. There was so much on the cutting room floor.
I have the Blu-ray that actually could watch it with or without the additional scenes. It actually kind of takes away from it a little bit. I thought it kind of pulls you away. There's a whole thing with Wyatt and his wife kind of having
a whole courtship. Yeah, come on. That would have dragged it down to Kevin Costner's Wyatt Earp levels. That just like. Oh, come on, God. Wrap it up, Holmes.
I love that he tries to get more movie for your buck, but I love Dances with Wolves. It was a great movie, but long. How long were those buffalo gonna run? Remember that? Got shit to do.
I know. The plane is vast and the herd is vast, but we get it, man. Like you don't have to do the whole exposition.
It's vast.
We get it. It's vast.
Vast. That's funny.
That was in David Lynch's Dune. They keep saying vast, and the Fremen are vast.
Vast.
They're in vast numbers, and it gets real close. Vast. Okay, vast. I get it. Vast. We know what vast means. Vast.
It's like, remember? You remember what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, so good.
Peter.
So good.
Peter. Peter. So.
Peter. Here we are with Tombstone again. They won't talk about it.
Oh, dude, I had a leftover from last week from our last show.
Cool. All right. What do you got?
It was I never did. Dude, honestly, I do shit for myself if I laugh. Awesome. If somebody else finds it funny, awesome. Dude, it's Hans Gruber, Alan Rickman. Hans Gruber, if he was a cow. Meow. That's it, dude. Meow. Come on, dude.
Well done.
It's stupid, but funny. Anyway.
Wow.
So, yeah, we actually took time to make. We'll edit that out. Sorry, guys.
This also, Hans Gruber playing True or False. True. I can do this all day.
I have to make number 2. Okay, we gotta stop that. We're pushing it.
Well, anyway, I'm sure we can make fun of all the actors in Tombstone. I mean,
Yeah. Johnny Tyler. Why are you going with that shotgun? He sounds like Forrest Gump a little bit.
He does. And Billy Bob's in it too, so we can do Sling Blade for like 4 hours.
I was gonna shoot you.
You're gonna end up in that wildcat's ass. So good. So good.
Are you gonna jerk that pistol and go to work?
Speaking of Billy Bob, if you've ever seen the actor tracks from whatever that space movie is with Bruce Willis and that he's in, and Affleck, like the cast and crew, all they do is make fun of Billy Bob Thornton the entire time. Everybody does a sling blade.
Oh, in
Bruce Willis is a Sling Blade. Affleck is a Sling Blade. Like, yeah, Armageddon. Everybody's doing Sling Blade, and Billy Bob's just like, why did I even show up for this taping?
That's so funny. He's got a good sense of humor. It was probably a good time.
Yeah, right. And this, you know, I mean, he won an Academy Award for it, for crying out loud. So I mean, and looking at this cast, like he's one of two people who have an Academy Award in the whole cast. And you're like, he had a bit part in this, you know?
How is it Val Kilmer didn't get? I was watching all updating, like looking at extra stuff for the show, and nothing, man, nothing at all. They didn't even present.
This was his defining, for me, it was his defining role. You know, you could, I don't think you could make an argument for Real Genius, but, you know, I don't know, Top Gun or something. I mean, this is his best role. His most complete role, the most in-depth
I hear is
role.
good. I never saw The Doors, but I hear he's
amazing. I saw it. Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, I mean, he's playing a character that everybody, you know, there's a mystique about and everybody kind of knows. So yeah, I could give him The Doors, I suppose. But I mean, this for me is his defining role.
Billy Bob Thornton. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on Billy Bob Thornton. In The Doors. Light my fire. Baby, won't you light my fire? I like the way you talk.
I like the way you talk. I mean, actually, I think now that I mentioned it, I think Billy Bob's best role is probably Top Secret. But you know, if
wait, Billy Bob?
No, nothing.
You meant Val.
Not Billy Bob, Val Kilmer.
That would have been a whole other movie. That'd awesome.
Oh my god, man, this sucks. This movie's terrible. He looks nothing like Elvis. Like he's got a sex symbol. This guy's a freaking hump.
How silly can you get?
Skeet surfing.
Chocolate
mousse.
Chocolate mousse. I'm done. I'm gonna done you the anal intruder on you. Oh God. This is like our phone conversations, dude. It's so funny. It really is. This is what we talk about, guys.
Totally true. Totally true. Oh my God. All right. Well, maybe we'll talk about the movie. I don't know. I guess we could if you want. I mean, I don't know.
Talk about it.
It is Tombstone. So this movie's had a really rough start. I think we always talk about kind of you know, the release information in the box office and stuff first. So let's start there, I guess. So you know, another summer movie, summer of 1993, as Brian Adams sang. You know, it's Kevin Jarry was the first, was the writer and
director,
the first director of this. And if you're not familiar with Kevin Jarry, geez, he wrote
Glory.
He was a writer director of Rambo: First Blood, Glory with Matthew Broderick. Devil's Own, The Jackal with Val Kilmer, The Mummy in 1999. So yeah, he's been, you know, certainly a successful writer and a lesser successful director. But he does have credits on all of these things, and he was the original director here and the screenwriter until there was some trouble.
His experience showed a lot, and he was trying to capture a lot of the Old West style, like how they would have moved and everything, but it was taking up too much time. And it was like, if the horse didn't come in the right way, if it didn't trot in the old-fashioned way that he wanted, redo it. And they were like 2 weeks in, and they had really not much. And that's when the studio said, so they stepped in. You're gonna go.
So and really a lot of it was the cast kind of revolting, and some of the set directors too. I mean, that we all know that Kurt Russell and a lot of the actors were butting heads because I think Kurt Russell knew the writing was on the wall and knew that this was taking way too much long, and they were falling behind every day.
Yeah.
So, Kurt Russell was just actually purposely holding up scenes, which pissed off Michael Rooker, who was like they're screaming at each other and, waiting on sets, and Rooker left the set. And something had to be done. And one of the producers ended up firing Kevin Jari, and one of the different producers ended up hiring George Pan Cosmatos, who took over, I guess, after a month. And one of the strange things is like they weren't going to give Jari any more money for any camera effects, no trailer dollies, no cranes. When Cosmatos got on, he got everything he wanted. But the only thing they couldn't get was any more time to edit. So
it was
they spent a lot more money on camera work, but not on editing.
He was actually brought in. We found out years later that he was brought in as a ghost director.
So
yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, and the budget. Budget. Okay, we'll get that after. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you're right. You're right on that. Yeah, we'll stick on that. But Cosmatos at least had some kind of history. He also did Rambo. He directed Rambo: First Blood 2. I guess you would call it Cobra. Sly, Leviathan, I think, is probably his most well-known, at least for me, well-known work.
Did you like Leviathan?
I thought Leviathan was great. I mean, I didn't think it was,
it wasn't like a Cameron movie, but it was good.
Yeah, I mean, it had, those, the water effects were pretty cool. I mean, it was like pre-Terminator 2 kind of thing. So, you had the liquid effects. I thought those were cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Yeah, for the time, it was cool. Yeah. I remember one part sticks out of my head is when they had these rods that shot air out, and they accidentally stabbed one of the guys and he blew up. Do you remember that? I got to go back and watch that. That came out on 4K recently. Leviathan.
Really? Huh.
Yep. Surprised a little bit.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
Huh. All right. So back to the numbers of this movie. So I mentioned it was a Christmas release, 1993. It grossed less than I thought. Worldwide, it was a little over 73 million worldwide.
Yeah.
Kind of surprising to me. Most of that is US too. So like, US total sales were 56.6 million. International gross was only 16.7 million.
But on a budget of 25 million, which is unheard of today for a movie of this size, this epic size,
And cast too. I mean, if you think about this cast, this kind of goes back to what we were talking about with Die Hard with, the salaries of actors. Like this cast could not have functioned today. This caliber cast, let's say, probably it wouldn't be the same people because but this caliber of cast would not have been able to function. Would certainly not for that budget. It would just not even close. So opening weekend, it was third place in 2023. And Christmas it was behind The Pelican Brief and Mrs. Doubtfire, and it grossed $6.5 million for opening weekend, which pretty solid. It's 20th place in all films in 1993, which for a Christmas film is respectable, I suppose, considering everything that came out then. Rotten Tomatoes 76% critic score and 6.3 out of 10 average score. So it's respectable.
But if you think about it, you do the math, and it probably if you figure with today's what's it called, the rise of cost of it'd have been a lot more. It would have earned a lot more.
Sure. Yeah.
So
I agree.
Inflation is what I'm looking searching for. Oh, great.
So we talked about Russell taking over the direction of the film, and he definitely had to step in to help Cosmatos get up to speed insofar as framing shots and storyboarding things and the editing. I alluded to that earlier. Val Kilmer and Kurt Russell both were editing after hours, editing the film themselves because the studio wouldn't give them extra time to make up for that lost month of the directorial change. So, they took, and there was a little bit of give and take here. So while they gave up a lot of their personal time in their editing, they changed the script dramatically, which gave the two of them a lot of the lines that were supposed to go to the supporting cast, like Michael Rooker, who really got his role reduced. And remember, this film was supposed to be 3 hours. So like, you know, after the revisions and on-site script changes and all those types of activities that Kilmer and Russell kind of spearheaded along with Cosmatos, you see that those cuts had to go somewhere. And there's a lot on the editing floor that we'll end up talking about later. But, you know, when you have these kind of changes and, you know, catastrophic changes at the top, it's kind of wild to see two of the top build stars, you know, taking on all these roles, director, editor, lead actors, you know. So, but they, you know, they got, in return, they ended up changing the script in their screen time favor, if you will. So, something to say for that.
And it was originally 240-page script. That's a huge script, man.
Super detailed. Yeah, you know way more about that than I do, but I mean, that is super detailed. And, you know, you alluded at the beginning to Kevin Jarry and his, as the writer, really going for Old West historical accuracy, which they had some challenges with, but they also threw in a lot of extras and eye candy and things of that nature to kind of treat it like it was an authentic Western and really keep it as true as possible. But that's difficult to do. You know, I mean, especially since, you know, Westerns have been a genre, you know, pre, you know, John Wayne and, you know, in the 1920s. I mean, you have the spaghetti Westerns and a lot of the Westerns coming out of Hollywood at the time. You know, there's a lot. It's a busy genre. So it's been done and done and done and done and done. So, you know, keep something fresh and new in that genre was a challenge for them as well.
The town Tombstone. I've been there before when I was a kid. It was amazing.
Oh, awesome. The real town, yeah.
Yeah, it's very touristy, but you can see the OK Corral and everything. The town did not want them to shoot there. I don't know if you checked that out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was shot at Knott's Berry Farm instead. Actually, a couple locations, but Knott's Berry Farm was one of the main locations where the film was shot. So yeah, I mean, and yeah, you know, that's a shame. You know, it would have been neat to see, but you know, such is life.
They had Wyatt Earp III was in the movie and helping out too, giving advice on, you know.
That's right.
Certain
things.
That was
one of the nods to authenticity. I think they threw in there.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, also the guns were they matched the guns for the guys in real life, what they used, and they were real guns from that period. Pretty cool.
Yeah, and I know with the costuming. So here's you know, so Tombstone was released in December of 1993. In 1994, 6 months later, Kevin Costner came out with Wyatt Earp, which was obviously the same material. And in their movie, Wyatt Earp took much longer to film, so they actually started before Tombstone. They rented every Western costume in Hollywood because they knew that Tombstone was going to start. So the Tombstone people went to Europe to source all their costuming for the film, which turns out actually ended up being historically authentic, because that's where all the clothing that people in that era got their clothing from. They would go to Paris or they would go to London and they would source things from Europe. So it turned out all those wool costumes. Ye oldie Timu, ye oldie Sheen. You know, so
this fits really snug.
It'll get to you in 8 months. Or overnight. One of the two.
8 months.
So, and they were all real wool, which was really damn hot. I can tell you that. So
that was another thing I was going to say before. With all the tension that was going on, they were in 115-degree weather. And you've been out that way before, right? It's hot. It's hot.
Yeah.
It's dry heat. Back when I used to live there, I used to get like brutal nosebleeds. It would last like forever.
Yeah, right. Just no humidity. Yeah, it's brutal. Yeah, it's brutal. I mean, I didn't want to walk, you know, from my hotel to the 7-Eleven. I'd be like, I'm driving. You know, screw this. You know?
I'm driving.
I don't burn the gas. It's a rental. You know, it's it's brutal out. You know, and you know, there's a lot of things that were authentic that, you know, there were little things that they would do, like at night you wouldn't leave your boots on the ground because of scorpions, so you'd hang them on your horse. So like, you know, you would see boots hanging from a horse, like what the hell is that? And that's why.
Get out of my boots, Klaus.
Yeah.
Matthias. I'm so sorry. Scorpions are, you know.
Get over here.
Scorpion, get over here. Got that. That looks good, actually. It's coming out soon.
Yeah, anyway. It looks pretty good. Pretty good. Let's talk about the cast real quick. I mean, we were talking about if the movie was made today, how much it would cost. I mean, think about, you know, this is a who's who of Hollywood at the time. I mean, you have, obviously, we talked about Val and Kurt. Sam Elliott, who ended up being very bitter about his role in the film and how he should have been Wyatt Earp, but he was way too old. Yeah, at the time. Bill Paxton and Michael Biehn, who
Bean's awesome.
How many films together? Right. Powers Booth, who I always dug, probably because of his name. Michael Rooker from from Guardians. You know, he was in there. Billy Zane from Titanic and
awesome Cliffhanger.
Phantom. Yeah,
Michael Rooker.
Yeah, that's right. And obviously Walking Dead and stuff. Jason Priestley, Billy Bob, we might mention before. Stephen Lang from Avatar. Thomas Hayden Church from Wings and Tires and a bunch of other stuff. Terry O'Quinn from Lost.
Yeah, from Lost. And from Young Guns.
Charlton Heston, you know. Okay.
As the Beaver. Let's see. There was somebody we skipped over here. I was gonna point something out. Just keep talking, man. Sorry. One of the I think it was Cosmato said that Stephen Lang from Avatar was drunk the entire time. Yeah, no, they said he was doing the method thing. Right. Method. Right. I didn't know that was him, dude. I'm like, that's him.
Right.
Holy shit.
I didn't either. I mean, it took until, researching the film now for me to figure that out. I had no idea. No clue. So funny, the things you miss.
Yeah, the little things. And yeah, no, okay, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, so no worries. So back to Wyatt Earp thing. So obviously there was the Wyatt Earp Kevin Costner project. Customers, moviegoers and critics both preferred Tombstone because it was lighter, more fast paced. Wyatt Earp was just a drag. So I mean that was a box office failure for sure. Which is a shame because if you look at the people written by and produced and directed by Lawrence Kasdan, who, I mean, geez, he was on Empire, Force Awakens, Raiders, A Lost Ark, Silverado. So he has a Western and block upon blockbuster
space Western
history. Yeah, right. I mean, you figured, if nothing else, you would be able to rein this in, but I guess him and Costner ended up having a different vision, and therefore you had a longer, slower paced film.
Much slower.
Casting choices could have been a lot different.
Oh yes.
A hell of a lot.
Oh yes.
There's so many. So some of them are confirmed, some of them are rumors, but it almost. The
Doc Holliday one that shocked me was it's confirmed. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, David Bowie?
No.
David Bowie was Jari's pick for Doc Holliday.
Oh, really? Doc Holliday? Wow. Yeah. That's crazy. Willem Dafoe.
Right?
He was
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
And
that's right. That's right.
He carried the stigma from that movie, the Last Temptation of Christ, the Scorsese movie, and because that was nervous.
So it was Buena Vista, which is a Disney property. So that was they weren't going to touch controversy, I guess. Yeah. So whatever. Mickey Rourke was rumored to be have turned down Johnny Ringo.
Yeah. Huge mistake.
Whatever.
But Michael Biehn was awesome. Michael Biehn has said this before in interviews, and I think it's awesome. The part where he's like, "Okay, longer, let's do it." That part when it's him, and Doc,
Yeah, they made that up on the spot, right?
He said that was his favorite acting scene of all the movies he's ever done. His favorite.
Okay.
He goes, that made me feel like a total actor and just brought it all to me. That was, let's go longer. And that scene is choreographed by the two of them.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah.
Because the old fashioned, when they have the little showdown thing, they said that they often miss and they're loading and like, you know, it took a while.
Yeah. Right.
Come on here, I got stuff to do. But yeah, they and I thought that was pretty smart and pretty cool. It's a pretty stylistic way to do it.
Yeah, you know, it's, and when you have somebody who who's worked together like that, you know, when they're experienced, you know, you can often trust your actors to do that. You know, you know, it's not like you have to, you know, direct a bunch of newbies and guide them with, you know, and really, you know, Westerns are probably more simplistic. You know, you have simpler sets, and you know, it's not a lot. You're not adding in special effects afterwards or a ton of them, so it's a lot easier to have the human element. I imagine. You know, Jari's list of his wish list, I should say, for actors is pretty, would have made for a very different, probably worse movie, certainly worse movie. I mentioned David Bowie for Doc Holliday, which would have been strange. Liam Neeson for Wyatt Earp, which have also probably could have worked, maybe, but you know, I don't think that he would have taken on the role that you know, both
the bravado that Kurt Russell brought.
Yeah, that Russell and Val Kilmer. I mean, you know, you've got to think about what a character Wyatt Earp was, and you know, he was kind of larger than life, and you know, I don't think Liam Neeson would have played that right. Timothy Hutton for Sheriff John Behan, and obviously, you know, like everybody then, Tommy Lee Jones for Curly Bill. Which, whatever, you know.
I thought you were going to say Tommy Lee from Motley Crue. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, Tommy Lee. Yeah.
Hey. I got to tell you.
So you alluded to, you know, and we both alluded to the Western or authenticity touches. You know, Wyatt Earp's real Fifth Cousin was in the movie as Billy Claiborne. There were veteran Western actors that were cast in there. Harry Carey Jr., Buck Taylor from Gunsmoke were in roles. Robert Mitchum was supposed to be in the film as an actor, but he fell off his horse and got hurt during screen tests and stuff. So he ended up narrating the film at the beginning and the end. So,
which is amazing. He has a great voice for that. The narration is
pretty awesome. It fits, and like watching it, you can picture who it is without, you know, even if you haven't watched Westerns, he sounds like sounds like he should be there. You know what I mean? So like it was
kind of gruff, kind of
period authentic, if you will. I don't know. You know, it just seemed, you know, it seemed right. I don't know. I thought it was cool.
Very cool. Everything is done, and it's this is like when we were talking about The Crow. Like everything happened, fell into place, and it panned out. You know, it just. The luck of the draw. Actually, all these movies we talk about, like the other ones, you know, Galaxy Quest, the way they turned out made him amazing, even if they didn't.
Yeah, you're right.
The way they were meant to be planned or whatever, the way the studio wanted it, the way it fell together, perfect. And I couldn't see it any other way. Like I can't see Tom Selleck as Indiana Jones ever.
Oh,
you know?
God. Yeah.
You know, there's things that just happen, and it's for the better.
Yeah, like Richard Chamberlain as Indiana Jones. Like, come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
Noah Wiley as Indiana Jones. Like, oh, okay.
Steve Buscemi as Indiana Jones.
Don Knotts as Indiana Jones.
That's so funny. Trust me. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go.
So long, Lachey. Oh my God.
Oh God.
Okay.
Trust me. I got idol. That boulder gun run over me. Oh God. Dadgum boulder.
So good, man.
Yeah.
So good. So good.
Oh God.
So good.
Okay. So, soundtrack. The composer. Did you know anything there?
No, I have. Nope.
Bruce Broughton did.
Give me your data.
He did the composition for it, and he did a great job. The music gets you when it's, you know what I'm saying? It gets you into the scene. And he was actually Jerry Goldsmith was supposed to do it, but he was so busy,
really?
dude. He had a lot of stuff that he was lined up to do. So
you're right. I did remember that.
Mom, Dad Save the World. He did that. That was with Cousin Eddie, right?
I own that. Yeah, that's
Rat and Randy Quaid. Medicine Man, Basic Instinct, Forever Young, Mr. Baseball. This is all from 92 to 93. And it keeps on Dennis the Menace, Rudy, 6 Degrees of Separation, Malice, Manatee. That's a name.
Wow.
He had a whole lot of Manatee. That's a fancy Manatee. A matinee. It's just French.
Terror of the Everglades. The Manatee. The 3D.
From the makers of Jaws. So he was busy. So he actually personally recommended what's the guy's name again? Shit. Broughton.
Yeah, Goldsmith recommended
Broughton. And he did Hawaii 5-0. He did that. He did
wow, really?
Nothing big, but big enough to get him suggested, to do this. That was one of his. I thought he had it in here. Yeah. So no, but I just think it's pretty cool that that Jerry Goldsmith recommend, because when you're a musician, other musicians that are quality and that can bring it. So that's where Jerry was coming from. So, and
it's, generally when you recommend somebody, I mean, you're kind of putting your neck out a little bit for somebody. So you wouldn't recommend somebody unless you thought they could do the job and keep your reputation, especially somewhere as fickle as Hollywood, intact.
Okay, this is some of his.
I don't think Goldsmith had anything to worry about.
Yeah, not at all. He did Tiny Toons, the TV show. Remember Tiny Toons? Dinosaurs.
I do.
Buck Rogers in the 26th Century, and Hawaii 5-0, and there's a few others here and there. Actually, he did a lot, but a lot of TV too. But he knew him. He knew what he could bring. So that's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
Right.
So. Okay, I gotta stop doing that, man. It's so addicting. Anonymous. So, where else? I have a lot of notes, man. But
there's a ton that we could talk about. So we have little known fact. One of the authentic things that they were pushing for, and this probably came from Jerry, was facial hair. Everybody's facial hair is real. Everybody grew their own facial hair. There was only one actor who had a conflicting role. I think it was Michael Behan to have a prosthetic.
John Tenney. John Tenney.
Behan.
He
John Tenney? I know one of them had a fake mustache,
because he had a previous engagement that didn't allow him enough time to grow in. And from what I understand, he wasn't happy about it. But yeah.
Well, I mean, the same thing happened with Henry Cavill when he was doing Superman, and he was doing
Mission Impossible,
some other film, and he had a beard.
It's Mission Impossible.
Right. So he had to.
They CGI.
So they had to remove his facial hair and CGI out in Superman. So
it looked pretty bad. You saw it, right?
Man of Steel, whatever it is. Yeah. I mean, it did look pretty bad, but such as at least we're at the period in time where we can do that somewhat respectably.
Yeah.
So we started talking about the cuts made to the film. There's a bunch that's on the cutting room floor that maybe one day Kurt Russell will release, or makers of the film will release. But
I thought it would be on this, and I was
kind of the trailer. Yeah, I mean, there's still stuff that people haven't seen. I mean, and they included some of this stuff from the trailer, and some of it was filmed by Jari. So you have the bonfire scene where the burials are, and they're throwing whiskey into the fire, and everybody's sitting around like kind of mourning. We talked about the wooing of Wyatt Earp and his wife. I mean, you know, there was a bunch of stuff that was, you know, the love story, which really kind of would have derailed the film, and you could see why, you know, over 3 hours to, you know, the respectable length that it ended up being. You know, these cuts made sense for, you know, a blockbuster flick, you know, especially one that was made with this kind of budget, you know. So it just these cuts had to be made, but still, you know, I enjoy watching extended films. You know, I mean,
I do too. I like to see
Lord of the Rings and that trilogy. Yeah. You know, I dig it. You know, those details. You know, I mean, and really, it does homage and honor to the crew and the cast of the screenwriters and the people who put in time, and the actors who, you know, were part of this film and part of this project. You know, let everybody see what the hubbub was about, what, you know, what the actual original vision was, even if it's not cut in the film. You know,
sometimes it makes the movie better
and all that.
You know, if the director's cuts,
right? It rounds out the facts or the storyline. You know, and you know. Yeah, there was, you know, everybody wants more if you really enjoyed a film.
There was a footage shot of when they caught Michael Rooker's character, Mac Masters, and Curly's men. They were torturing him, and they said the test audiences hated it. They walked out. A lot of people just walked out of that because it was intense, very brutal. Because do you remember when they dropped his body off, McMasters?
Yeah,
they dragged him by a horse and left him there. They showed what they did to him. They got him to look like that. Yeah. And the test audiences walked out. So they're like, yeah, we're going to take that out. And it's not on anything. They're not going to release it anywhere. Because I imagine it's
that'll never be released.
Yeah.
And plus the, you know, the whole Rooker thing, you know, you know, he pissed off so many people on that film, you know, especially Kurt Russell. And Kurt Russell was actually, you know, called him out by name a bunch of times, like, you know, Rooker really pissed me off and it really upset me, and he's screaming at each other. So, you know, I'm sure that stuff was just tossed. You know, his role was cut dramatically from the original script. You know, for one of the reasons being that.
I find that odd in the way that he wasn't a big actor just yet. You know, right?
Yeah, no.
And to be pulling an attitude like that, you know, like you want to. I mean,
I think, yeah.
You want to behave, I guess, basically, you know, when you're on something that big.
But when you've reached, you know, everybody knew that this was like, you look at the cast, this is a blockbuster. You know, this is going to be a Christmas film. You know, Hollywood's got competition. Everybody knew that Wyatt Earp was coming out with Kevin Costner, who was a major star at the time.
Yeah,
this was gonna get a lot of eyeballs no matter what, and everybody wants their piece of the action. And when Kurt Russell is taking all day for a wide shot and he's not getting enough camera angles, and you know, and a part of that was by design. He knew that he wanted, you know, Jerry off of the film completely, and they were just getting further and further behind, and that was just adding you know, ammunition for Kurt Russell, who would tell the producers every day, this guy's got to go, this guy's got to go. You know, but the think about the other actors, they're just sitting around, you know, and like we've been in projects, like I've been on MTV and you've been in projects where you're just sitting around all day.
Yeah, like, you sit around.
It's the worst, you know, and like,
so we're just sitting,
you know.
Yeah.
You know, and that's you know, I could see from a professional's point of view, you know, especially when it's your bread and butter, you want to get your scenes done. You want to, you know, you make sure that you're in the picture and it's not, you know, I guess you want to hold on to your little piece of the pie, your little, you know, cut of the hill, you know, I guess. I've never been in that position, so I can't really say, but I mean, I imagine, you know, you have some professional pride and you want to do a good job, but like sitting around all day, you're not, you know, you're not, you know, pinch hitting is a very difficult job to do. And like, you know, when you know, there is warming up and there is takes, and you know, you want to make sure you hit it. And if you feel like you're ready to go and you're just sitting there all day, that's got to be hard.
It's gonna be frustrating. You know? Yeah, definitely frustrating.
Sure. So I mean, I can see both sides.
And in the heat,
you know, I remember politics certainly played a part.
Yeah.
Oh, right. With those wool costumes, yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
That's another thing. You know. Oh my gosh.
I was in a huge.
That had to be rough.
I was in a shoot for an independent like 3 years ago, and I was in a church in North Jersey, and the church let them use it, but they shut the air off, and it was hot because the doors are open. Midsummer, it was just hours and hours sitting. Like, is this really worth it?
Yeah, right.
You know, you do what you got to do.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, right. I mean, you do it for the love, love of the game.
Yeah, that's true.
So, the history of the town of Tombstone was actually, I just did a little research, and I know you've been there.
Yeah.
One of the things I didn't
live near there
is that this was. Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I like in the 1800s, like this town was shockingly modern. Like it was like New Rome in a way. It made its money on silver mines, so money was rolling in. So it was surprisingly prosperous. It had its peak. You know how many people lived there? 14,000 people.
Holy crap. And you look there now. I mean, when I was there, not that many people.
Right. I mean, now there's, a handful of buildings, I would imagine, but like, 14, imagine that. I mean, and that's, and one thing I learned is that the way they did censuses back then, or censi, I don't even know what the word would be, but they usually counted only the men and not foreigners. So like the Chinese who were helping to build railroads, the Mexicans who were helping build railroads, women and children, they didn't usually count those for these numbers. So, I mean, that's just the men. Like wild stuff. And the things that they had in this town, and they had a real opera house, which they kind of alluded to in Tombstone, the film. I mean, not really. I mean, there's more of a claptrap bar that performance with the juggler and stuff. Yeah. But they had a real high-end red velvet opera house. They had an oyster bar.
Wow.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Imported French champagne was available at every saloon. Like it wasn't just your, whiskey, tequila bar, like the French champagne, really. So, I mean, it was, money was coming in, but I mean, really what you saw when you lived out there was like, the silver mines ended up flooding in, I think, around the late 1800s. And that just made it a ghost town. That just,
it was all just tourist
the entire economy of the town.
Yeah. It was all tourist stuff. And you could tell the people that worked there, like drove there to work.
Right.
It wasn't big at all, but it was cool to be there. It was about half an hour from where I used to live, like in Arizona. I used to live in a place called Service, Fort Huachuca, Arizona. Dude, it was my dad got us all loaded up there, and not loaded up. Here, have another beer, son. No, he loaded us in the car. We went there. And it was amazing. Good time.
Like the Beverly Hillbillies.
With the chickens and everything.
Moving out west. Texas tea.
To the skies. Nice. To a deluxe apartment in the sky. Wrong song, right? Wrong.
So a couple of, the historical accuracy was tweaked a little bit for the film. The Marshal of Tombstone, which is spelled with one L, the film and the Marshal's quarters in the film had two L's, which is like Marshal the college, not Marshal the word of the officer of the law is Marshal with one L.
Yeah.
Virgil Earp, by Sam Elliott's character, was the actual Marshal of Tombstone during the famous gunfights, the OK Corral gunfights. But if you think about the Earp family, I mean, there were sisters, brothers, cousins. There was a whole group of Earps that didn't make it into the film. But there's a reason why Wyatt Earp is synonymous with that family name. You know why?
Yeah. Why?
Well, he was, not only was he a ruthless self-promoter, but him and his wife moved to L.A., Hollywood, in the 1920s. He died in Hollywood in 1929, and he was an advisor on films. Very popular in Hollywood circles. Having very famous friends, and he was just all over. He was a very popular figure. In fact, John Wayne says he adopted his walk from meeting John Wayne in Hollywood, in the 1920s. So there's one of the reasons why he was so popular even now is because of his his major role in Hollywood at the time, and he's just the books have been written about him, and both good and bad, and negative and positive by people at the time. And really, it wasn't that long ago. I mean, the 1800s, 1880s, 1870s, 1860s wasn't that long ago if you think about it. I mean,
Yeah.
So all that material still exists. So you have, it's almost his legend was bigger than the man.
Exactly. And so a lot of the good he did, was, it seemed like it was like blown up so big that some of the bad stuff he had done, not bad stuff, but he was, like you said, self-promoter kind of. He did a lot for himself, and I get that, but yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, he was made out to be a big hero, and I still consider him that, but he's not the big hero that everybody exactly thought he was. Yeah,
and that was one of the things that. Yeah, like everybody else. I mean, he clarified, and everybody's got their own version of the story. But in some of his writings and some of his talks, he was able to describe, Doc Holliday and his character. And Doc Holliday was a dentist. He wasn't an assassin. He wasn't a killer. I mean, he was just very good gambler. He had a lot of luck, natural luck. Loved cards, but he was sick all the time, and they show this accurately in the film. But he tried to stand by his friend and say, look, this guy wasn't an assassin. He wasn't a killer. He was a dentist who just got pulled into circumstances, which I thought was kind of him to say. The truth is probably, like everything else, somewhere in the middle.
Well, when he got sick, he decided to give up the dentistry life and just kind of live it out like on his terms. Right. Gambling, which he loved, and drinking and womanizing, and that was it.
And which is crazy. I mean, he had tuberculosis, which they called the consumption back then, because they didn't have antibiotics. I mean, if they had antibiotics, I mean, people don't generally die of consumption these days. I mean, because we have antibiotics. It was a bacterial. I guess it was a bacterial infection that slowly, consumes you, because it takes years for you to die. And my gosh, the modern medicine alone, he could have lived until he was 80 or 90 if things were different. But but some of the work that Val Kilmer did on Doc Holliday's character, super accurate. Some of it was an homage. Some of his Frederick Chopin, which is the tune that he plays on that terribly out-of-tune piano. It also died of consumption the year that Doc Holliday was born. So they tried to connect that historically. His accent, super accurate. In fact, he was a cousin several generations removed of Margaret Mitchell, who wrote Gone with the Wind. So there's a connection there. So he definitely had that southern genteel kind of lilt.
Yeah, he had a tape sent to him about the accent. The guy's like, I got your accent for you, what you need. And he gave it to him. And the guy talked very slow, drawn out, like his character, like Doc Holliday. Did a good job.
Yeah, and you could see somebody who was ill too, would probably slow down a little bit. And he spent a lot Kilmer spent a lot of time on his quick draw and trying to be historically accurate.
Yeah.
And he put the work in.
And the spinning,
and it shows. Yeah, and the rolling of the coin, which he does in every movie.
Yeah.
A lot. I mean, his first shot in Top Gun, the first one, is the same thing. His first shot in Tombstone, except he's rolling a pen on his knuckles instead of a coin.
Yeah.
So it's something that he clearly picked up and used in other films. I think he does it in The Jackal too. So, it's something that became a bit of a calling card for him. And speaking of that, there's that whole Huckleberry versus Hucklebearer thing, which turns out to be a modern. Which turns out to be a modern error. Like there's no evidence that any script or any version of the screenplay ever said Hucklebearer, which may make some people think may make sense. It's the handle of a casket.
Yeah,
they called a Hucklebearer was somebody who carries a casket. So I guess you could make an argument that it makes some sense historically, but the true thing was Huckleberry, and Val Kilmer's autobiography was called, I'm Your Huckleberry. So clearly, those were the right words.
Well, there's the Huckleberry term. It was actually a thing that meant one of the many interpretations is like, I'm the man for your job. I'm the man for the job. That's what he's telling Ringo.
I think that was
I'm the Huckleberry. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that totally makes sense. And that was used. So, historically. So it makes sense, I think, for it to be Huckleberry. And it turns out it was. So I think that was just something that people were just looking for something to talk about, or, try to dig a little deeper in history where there was no reason to. And speaking of Kilmer, I mean, a lot of the stuff that he did was improvised. Like he went off script a couple of times at very key points. His wink before the big gunfight at the OK Corral, not in the script. He just improvised it. And sure enough, and him whistling on the way to the OK Corral was also something that wasn't in the script, and and it turns out to be very distinct and very Doc Holliday-ish. It cemented his character, better than if those things didn't happen. To me,
Yeah,
fascinating stuff. The mark of a good actor.
Yeah, very good. Imagine him with Robert Downey Jr., another actor who does a lot of improv. Imagine them on the set of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, right.
In acting class years ago, we did a scene from there, and the scene we were doing didn't match what came out. So it was a script before they got a hold of it. It had
Nice.
different lines and stuff. Yeah, yeah. They both
and different tones, and that's I admire the skill, like a Gary Oldman in The Professional, stuff like that. Like where you have 15 takes and they're all different. Or 40-year-old version with Paul Rudd, and they just they have 15 takes and they're just insulting each other differently, or Will Ferrell.
You want to know
in Anchorman?
Yeah, that was a funny scene, man. I'm sorry. I found out something.
Oh my god! Yeah, I mean it's just amazing.
A little tidbit. I don't know if you know. We're talking about the soundtrack. The composition. It was mixed with Skywalker sound. I don't know if you know that.
Oh wow! Okay, no, I didn't know that.
That's just a little. And this is before Skywalker was as big as they are now.
Oh sure, yeah. I mean, it was but still, I mean, that was still state of the art. I mean, in '93. I mean, when was Jurassic Park? Not too long after that.
'93 also. '93 also.
Was it 93 also? So, I mean, they were, and that was, granted, that was, Lucasfilm who was doing that, but, Skywalker Sound was responsible for all the big soundtracks, the THX.
That's true.
All of that was Skywalker Sound. So, I mean, I remember my computer when we lived together, with the opening scene was the THX thing.
Yeah,
and had that little subwoofer, like,
what the hell?
I guess he's on the computer.
Yeah, that's awesome. You've got
turn it off
for me to poop on.
So good.
I like the way you changed it. That's awesome. You've got nail.
So good.
So that's back when you had to have AOL. Right? That's when you had to have AOL to sign on.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, you could have gotten cable elsewhere, but where we lived down in down the shore, they weren't running fiber then. They weren't running cable internet. It was dial-up or nothing, and it was then it was basically AOL or AT&T or.
I went to a friend's house.
I mean, he didn't have a lot of choices.
I went to a friend's house in Hamilton who had. He let me use his computer, and I want to check my email. I'm like, do I need he just click anywhere, and I click, boom, on. I'm like, wow. It blew me. That's the first time I saw that.
Oh man,
yeah,
I'm sure. A treat.
Yeah, it was a treat.
Yeah, I remember playing, before shows, playing a couple rounds of Counter-Strike, which was at the time was way before it was the game that it is now, and it was just a Half-Life modification, like a quick download that used the game of Half-Life, and you would load what they call a mod, run its own exe file with a game patched over it.
Yeah,
basically. So I would play, and I was playing it over dial-up, and I got really good at that game, and and you could see everybody's ping, and my ping was always like hundreds higher than most people, and they're like, "How are you doing this?" I was like, "It's just practice. It's just practice, man."
Wow, dude, technology.
Those are
I found something else also. Remember that when back to Tombstone. When Wyatt Earp was after Curly at on the stream, the river, when he's like, no, that was actually a drainage ditch. The water was stagnant and smelled, but they fixed it up and hoped nobody would notice.
Oh wow, okay.
And they did that,
and I hear that scene was historically accurate too, as far as like the like they were like 6 feet away from each other, and pretty sure. Wyatt Earp, he made it unscathed, through that. It was pretty much a miraculous, run for him there, 6 feet away, and not a scratch.
I think he's scared because they said the other ones ran after, because I think they're like, is he immortal? Because he came at them. He came at them and just did not stop.
Right. That's one of the things that was that a lot of the tales recount that as something that was possessed or otherworldly, or
also
immortal.
The guns. I imagine the guns weren't as accurate as they are now either. Some of them, the gunpowder
for sure,
a little bit different.
For sure. I mean, you're not talking like a colonial musket, but I mean, I'm sure the accuracy there was
musket,
not quite on par.
Yeah,
with the laser sight,
You're not melting down little tin soldiers to shoot at somebody. Another movie altogether. So
right.
I think we're almost about there, right?
Yeah, I have. Those were my findings for the film.
Dude, I wanted to show you some movies I got recently. I've never seen this, but it's available on 4K. Blood Rain. Vampire flick.
Never seen
it. From a video game. Nope. Dude, I had to get this.
I remember the video. It's
Caddyshack.
Oh, geez, I have 3 versions of that. Yeah, I own that as well.
And I haven't seen this. I hear it actually because. Okay, first of all, this is the movie that knocked Titanic off its long run #1, Lost in Space. And I remember watching it and was like disappointed. But I hear they did some stuff to it, and a lot of the effects look a little bit better. And that little creature
with the robot, the Danger Will Robinson,
Lost
in Space.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's a classic.
Oh, Badlands, cool flick. Anyway,
Badlands, is that the one with
the Predator?
Oh no, that's Into the Badlands.
Predator, Badlands.
So. That movie's great. That was great. Great. I mean, I mean, for me, I think Prey is a little bit better. I
like Prey.
It obviously goes Predator, Prey, and Badlands for me. At least for me. And that includes all the Alien v Predator ones. I thought those were pretty ass. Maybe Predators. With Adrian Brody, that was pretty good, I guess. I still like Prey and Badlands better.
I think it was more funny than anything.
Shane Black again. Yeah, right.
Shane Black.
I don't know. It was okay. I mean, it was nice to see Olivia Wilde and something. She's always fun. But
Olivia Munn. Yeah. Olivia Wilde too. Imagine them together. Anyway.
Olivia Wilde not appearing in this film. Yeah,
they're both hot. So there you go.
Yeah, I just bought the entire Gravity Falls box set, which is great. If you've never seen that, it's awesome.
No, I haven't. I'm
watching Phineas and Ferb on Disney. They released another season, which I used to watch with my nephew.
I hear it's a good show.
It's great.
Is it like
it's so funny.
Adult jokes thrown in there, probably?
Yeah, totally. I mean, same with Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls is like a supernatural element to it, but I mean, the jokes in it are great. The animation style is really easy to watch. Super. I don't know why I've been obsessed with animation these days, but I just rewatched Frisky Dingo, which you've never seen that on Adult Swim. Is Chef's
I haven't
Kiss.
seen it. I gotta check that out.
The Venture Brothers on Adult Swim, you would adore. It is so good. Brothers? Some of it's on Netflix. Netflix has like 4 seasons. HBO Max has all the seasons and the movie that ends the series. There's I think there's 8 seasons, maybe, and a full length movie.
The Venture Brothers,
so good. Venture Brothers, man, it's so good. It basically it mocks a lot of things, but it really starts with Johnny Quest, which is a way older cartoon. Like, I never watched Johnny Quest, but I'm familiar with it. But they use a lot of the C-Lab type stuff, that kind of style of animation. It's really great. The writing is terrific. Oh man, you would love it. Adult Swim has come up with some really great stuff. Frisky Dingo is done by the guys who did Archer. Way before they did Archer.
Is that done?
You would love this. Yeah, that's done. I'm pretty sure anyway.
Dude, that guy.
These are my picks.
Yeah, actor.
H. John Benjamin. Benjamin. Yeah,
and he does the voice for Bob's Burgers, and it's all Ben Cat. It's all Ben Katz.
Right.
Voice.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Hilarious.
Good voice.
Hilarious.
Hysterical.
All right, guys. So that's been Tombstone. Remember to like and subscribe. That's something super important. We love meeting with you guys when we can, and we look forward to our next batch of madness.
You're our Huckleberry. Just remember that.
You are. In 3D.
3D.
Right,
anyway,
folks.
so enough
like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, and
we love you.
Spread it. If anybody out there needs anything, like anybody to talk to, you can reach out to us at
for sure.
At Yahoo and at Gmail.
Yep.
Awesome.
For sure.
Guys.
Yep.
Take care, and we'll
Great
see you.
And let us know if you want to see something. Appreciate it, guys.
Down below. Awesome.
So long.
Okay. Bye. So.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.